Hey, what's going on to all of my let me see, Virgos. Let's get into it. I just want to go ahead and say thank you to all of the zodiac signs. Y'all really been watching my videos. Y'all been trying to make sure that these videos really have been getting those numbers up. Really appreciate it. The numbers aren't necessarily the best, but I'm going to do my best to create longer form content for y'all, because a lot of y'all don't necessarily want to see short form content, so I'm going to give you what you want. So the cards that I got are the Queen of Cups, the Magician, the Three of Wands, the King of Swords, the Temperance, Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Death card. Okay, some stuff happening here, some things happening. The Nine of Wands, and last but not least, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So, what I'm seeing here for the Virgos is that the Queen of Cups, the Magician, okay, which represent Virgo. So you did show up in your own reading. Congratulations. And then you have the Three of Wands. So the Queen of Cups is about kind of how a lot of you Virgos want to be in a relationship. But again, it's that sense of needing to be selective, and how selective you Virgos have become, right? Because when a lot of us are little ones, we're just happy to get, we're ignored so much a lot of the times. And, people, disrespect us so much to the point where when we think we got somebody, we're happy, to really deal with that person. But sometimes that could end up being desperation, due to the fact that the types of people that we pick up along the way are real trash when it comes to character, real trash. They are not really stand up, you know, and as a result, that's what the Queen of Cups represents. It represents, you holding the people who you would potentially be in a relationship with to a higher standard. And that if they can't necessarily match that form of higher standard, then it's time for you to leave or not mess with them. The Magician represents you're in control of this thing, and a lot of you are really calling the shots. And what I mean by that is, and go check out the video I did talking about why Virgos call the shots. But in that video, I basically broke down how it is, I've really been seeing this, that the Virgos who's been single, because I'm coming to now to know a lot of Virgos, right? Within the past 2 or 3 years, right? Knowing a lot of Virgos, meeting a lot of Virgos for some odd reason. But you're starting to really not really take not really take just anything that's being thrown at you, and they call it any kind of they call it attention, right? A lot of you Virgos are like, look, you don't necessarily want the flyest person in the world, but I mean, gosh, at least something manageable, at least something that that can grow. And because a lot of people have been coming up soft, they've been really dysfunctional. They're not really on top of their game like that, right? So as a result of people really kind of slipping, a lot of you Virgos are like, look, this is what I want. This is what I want. The Magician, the ruler over your own existence, right? Taking responsibility for that. And then you have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is, and what you're seeing is a lot of people are starting to get upset about this, because I get trolled in real life. I get stalked in real life and all this other type of stuff. But it's like, the person didn't have to be in the position that they're in, where, if I go to a place, or if I take a flight somewhere, or whatever the case may be, or whatnot, doing things, they, I ain't gonna say a flight, that's extreme, but if I, because they ain't gonna get on one more than likely, but um they just pop up here, pop up there, whenever it is, and I'm out in the city, and it's like, come on, what are you doing here? And it's like, it's always, you know what I mean? It's it's always like, it's like, these are all your places too. Like, so you and I think that much alike. And it's that type of situation. A lot of you Virgos are like, they didn't have to be in the position, but they want to give you BS and expect you to just be okay with it. Now that you Virgos are speaking up about it, you're saying something about it. Now a lot of people are like, well, I can't really live up to that. Well, then so be it. So the King of Swords and the Temperance is that you've been having a lot of people who act like they come into you correctly and act like they are an angel at first, right? But then when you get to meet these people, right, you get better acquainted with them, you get to know them better and better and better, you realize that that's not who they actually are, and that a lot of the times these people are dysfunctional. I can say that myself too. I've known a lot of individuals who, I've met, that's been very dysfunctional in that regard, right? Because I'm a Virgo myself, but I understand where it comes from. It's the idea that, you know tired of dating because a lot of people out here are really dysfunctional, right? They'll ask you, they'll tell you that they want to ask you a question about you, but then don't never come around to it, or they'll troll you. Check out the video that I made too. Also, um, the reason, or I should say, the video's name is "Why Virgos Get Hurt May Shock You" or something like this. But in the video, I basically state that a lot of the times people troll Virgos because they think that it's cute, which is weird because this goes to show you that it goes to show you Virgos that a lot of people are not on top of the game the way that they try to make it seem, because you can't spend all your time trolling and getting the things done that you need to do. So you just putting, no matter what position in life you are, they're putting all of this emphasis on trolling. But this is the reason why it is that they're so unsuccessful, and they're not happy with where they are, because they put too much of an emphasis on trolling and won't stop, which is weird. But and then the things that you have, the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is when you get to know these people, like I said, there's always some form of confrontation, and then they're always trying to tell you off. They don't need you, you're replaceable, all of this. I've had a couple of people tell me that they don't need me. They don't want me around. Also, I'm replaceable, this, that, and the third. Okay. So, and then the things that the Ace of Swords is that, but they know that a lot of you are on it. They know that a lot of you, you know what I mean? You're working with something of substance. They know that, but, they're going to tell you all this and that to try to humble you down, and not realizing that Virgos can never be as humble as life has kicked their butt up and down the street before they got to the point where where they are now, right? If it's in a good position or place. But then the things that the Death card is, a lot of you Virgos are starting to become okay with it. Like, okay, y'all don't want me to hang around. Okay, cool, I'm gone. It is what it is. And then things that you have, the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is now they're like, you just gonna leave? And it's like, yeah, which is what it is that you told me to leave. So I'm done. Putting an end to it, right? That's what the Death card is. Drastic, abrupt change. Putting an end to it. Like, okay, cool. I'm done. I ain't got to deal with that. I don't have to engage with people this is what y'all saying to yourselves. You don't have to engage with people who are going to be disrespectful, and this is a UFC match. They doing all this type of stuff that they really don't have to do, that gets you on your nerves, right? And causes unnecessary mischief. And then they wonder why it is that the two of you Virgos and them don't get along. Is because they doing stuff that's very disrespectful and out of nowhere and out of pocket, right? The Nine of Wands and the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Well, the Nine of Wands, I already explained to you. The Nine of Wands is them kind of like taken back by that because they didn't necessarily really expect you to leave. And then the Ace of Pentacles is about how a lot of you have essentially become someone new, recreated yourself, right? A lot of you have recreated yourself to be better. Let's clarify the death card. Please watch the video all the way through. Really appreciate it if you would. Or very close to being all the way through. Really appreciate it if you would. All right. So to clarify the death card, we have the Empress, the Judgment, the Justice. The Empress, again, they do all this fronting, like they have so much power, options, value. And I'm going to make a video talking about value because the game needs to be broken down, because you got a lot of people out here doing a lot of, you know, the most for the least result. But the Empress is them basically upplaying, right, their success. They're not really successful like that. Because if they did, why are they having such a hard time with you Virgos being like, nah, I'm not taking that, or I'm leaving, right? Then you have the Judgment, right? The Judgment is about how so yeah, you're supposed to be like that. You Virgos are supposed to be ruthless like that. See, a lot of times too, Virgos will know that they make a good decision when it comes to being ruthless about certain things, and then people will try to convince you out of it. Oh, don't be like that. Be quiet. What? Be quiet. Because every time I get to a conclusion where y'all play games and y'all don't want to act like y'all have common sense, what happens? What do they do to you Virgos, right? What do they do to us? What they do to us is they try to go out of their way to try to convince you to not be more ruthless and more cold-blooded and see through them, right? All so that they could wiggle their worm, wiggle their way in, so to speak, and then break your heart all over again. It's the weirdest stuff in the world, but it happens. So the justice is you're not being swayed anymore by that. You're being very much Libra-like, in the sense of very cold and very detached from the BS that other people bring to you, which is good. So and let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. That didn't take too long. So to clarify the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Strength. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. Okay. So the one thing that a lot of you Virgos have to watch out for, because I got to keep it real with you, is don't allow your strength to be used against you. Don't allow your problem-solving abilities for people to use you and manipulate you, then throw you away at their and call you back at their beck and call. Don't allow your own critical thinking to decide too quickly who is of value and who is not. Okay? You should also be, right? This is what the Strength is saying. You should also be fair in your own assessment about who you are, where you are, and what and who you want. All right. So no one can say, oh, you don't criticize Virgos. This is me doing it right here. So, okay, disprove that. But then you have the Queen of Pentacles. All right. And then the Queen of Pentacles is also listen to your gut. Be steadfast and immovable. Pay attention to what's going on. When you're out here in the dating market, pay attention, right? So that people don't finesse you. I'm not saying for you to be running out here being a jerk. I didn't say all of that, because and I may make a video about this. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to make a video about this. I may make a video talking about how to be ruthless in dating, but without being a jerk, right? because you don't want to do that. But then you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords represents how but yes, most definitely people are out here seeing you and they want to communicate with you more, right? Get in touch with you because your value has become more and more apparent, and kind of become a cornerstone. So now people are in a position where they can't ignore it. But that's pretty much it. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Trying to get this YouTube channel to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Please hit that subscribe button. Peace.